IBF, WBC welterweight champion of the world, superstar out of Dallas, Errol the Truth Spence Jr. is getting talked about by Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao has pushed all his interest towards Errol Spence Jr. We're going to talk about that plus more, but before we go, you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like button, comment as well, and hey, subscribe to the channel, man. I'm almost at 100 subs. I'm excited about that, so let's go. What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? And welcome back to SealsTv. As I previously stated, Manny Pacquiao has pushed all his interest towards Errol Spence Jr. We all heard about the Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, situation. The money. Terrence Crawford didn't sign a contract, said I'm out, deuces, move on to the next. But after that, we've heard Manny Pacquiao has pushed all his attention towards Errol Spence Jr. Now, when it comes to Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence, we've been talking about this fight since maybe possibly before the Mikey Garcia fight. But we all know what happened during the Mikey Garcia fight. We all seen Manny Pacquiao get into the ring with Errol Spence, and we thought there was going to be a fight then. 2021, we still haven't seen the Manny Pacquiao Errol Spence fight. And Errol Spence has been wanting that fight. He's been wanting that fight. So for him to get interest in this fight, for Manny Pacquiao to show Errol Spence interest, that's a good thing for Errol Spence, right? Isn't that a good thing for Errol Spence? I would think so. I'm sure you think so. No. It is. I'm being told that, I've heard that Errol Spence is turning down the Manny Pacquiao fight to get the strap, to fight Eugenio Ugas, who is a star from Cuba. I'm hearing that Errol Spence is turning down the Manny Pacquiao fight to fight Ugas, who at the time is a champion, WBA champion. Now, I know a lot of people might say, well that's a duck move, that's a duck, he's a duck. But at the same time, you have to understand, Errol Spence has been trying to get this fight for a minute now. Like I said, maybe before the Mikey Garcia fight, but we know since the Mikey Garcia fight, we've seen Manny Pacquiao step into the ring. A lot of people said Manny Pacquiao didn't expect Errol Spence to win. He expected Mikey Garcia to win. That's why he got into the ring and was acting like that. That's the reason why they said he acted like that, like he didn't want to be in the ring with Errol Spence. So I'm being told that, and I'm hearing that it has been turned down by Errol Spence, and man, honestly, I can't blame him. I can't blame him because he has been trying to push for this fight. He's been pushing for this fight for years and not able to secure the fight. I mean, eventually you get tired, you get other plans. Eventually you move on from that. Wouldn't you? Now, Errol Spence also could be looking at it as like, he could be looking at, oh well, you offered Terrence Crawford to fight. You offered Terrence Crawford to fight first, and then now I'm supposed to be your rebound, your backup plan? No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. So that's another way he could look at it. Why he turned it down. Or he did tell us a while back that, and people bashed him for this, man. People bashed him and knocked him for this, and people said, oh, he's a duck, he's scared of Crawford, and blah, blah, whatever. He told the whole world that he was going to clean out his side of the street, who had Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, You know, we had Pacquiao and Porter who had the belts. He said he was going to clean out his side of the street, and then he was going to go on the other side of the street and take that belt to be undisputed. And so far, he looks like he's telling the truth. Doesn't it look like he's telling the truth? That's the thing. People hated on him so much about that. And I'm like, now I'm like, you know, like he told you the plan. He told us the plan already. You know, he told us the plan. He got the strap from Shawn Porter. Now, Manny Pacquiao had a strap, got put on recess, whatever you want to say about that. Ugas ends up getting the WBA belt. Spence is supposedly fighting Ugas. And then what do you do next? Go get Crawford. That is what I'm being told was the reason for Errol Spence turning down the fight. He wants to collect all the belts. He wants to be undisputed, and is get Ugas and then get Terrence Crawford next. So that's what I'm being told. So either way, I'm okay with either one. I'm okay with the Manny Pacquiao fight, but I understand the Ugas fight more. I feel like in terms of fighting Manny Pacquiao, yeah, that is a legend. That is a Hall of Famer, all-time great. But at the same time, I feel like Errol Spence just wants to build his own legacy. He just wants to build his own legacy, and that's exactly what he's doing. Building his own legacy, going through his own lane, and trying to be undisputed champion in the welterweight division. Now for Manny Pacquiao, where does Manny Pacquiao go from here? Where does he go? He tried to secure a Terrence Crawford fight. It didn't happen. Tried to secure a Errol Spence fight. Looks like it's not happening. Where does he go from here? The only two options I see, the only two options that I see where he could go, and I'm gonna tell you this after this. I'm gonna tell you the two options after I tell you what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say something that you gotta pay attention to. Manny Pacquiao has made a lot of money. Manny Pacquiao has made a lot of money. But Manny Pacquiao right now is looking for the biggest fight that he can possibly get. The biggest money fight that he can possibly get. And I'm not saying it's a cash out. A lot of people say it's a cash out. I'm not saying it's a cash out. But he's looking for the big fight, the big money fight. Because at the end of the day, Manny Pacquiao does have a plan and a dream to be president of the Philippines. And money would help out with the campaign, with all that, with everything that he has to deal with and trying to be the president of the Philippines. So when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, I don't believe he's cashing out, but I do believe he is looking for the big fights, big money fights, and you can't blame him. You cannot blame him. The man's 42 years old. You can't blame him. But where are those fights at? Where are those big money fights at? That is the only problem. The only two fighters that I see that would be okay for Manny Pacquiao, and to make, you know, it wouldn't make Errol Spence money or Terrence Crawford money or whatever, but it would make some money. I could see him fighting Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia said he was tired of waiting on him. He was going to fight in July, either with Manny Pacquiao or without. Mikey Garcia. And another one, his man gets a lot of hate. I know a lot of people knock him because he lost, or he has losses, but he always gives a hell of a fight, and that's Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter comes to fight, they have history sparring together. Why not make the fight? Because Shawn Porter is probably the next best thing that you can get if you can't get a Spence or a Crawford. And you don't want to fight one of the young guys, Virgil Ortiz or Deron Ennis. You don't want to fight one of those guys. You're 42 years of age. You know, let those guys do their thing, and you make that money and you get out. You secure that bag and you get out. But y'all let me know down in the comments, who is the next? Who should Manny Pacquiao fight next? You know, we already got Terrence Crawford, no. We got Errol Spence, no. Who do y'all think? Mike Garcia, Shawn Porter? Who do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And like I said, it is being said that Errol the True Spence Jr. is turning down the fight with Manny Pacquiao to pursue the WBA belt from Dennis Ugas, and after getting that belt, going to take Crawford's. So I'm excited. That's exciting news, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready. But yeah, like I said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're close to 100 subs, so help me out. And